Home is where connections are made, memories are formed, and ideas are born. And no one knows home better than NFM. Thanks for tuning in to I Am Home, the podcast that goes deeper than trends and dives into what it means to make your house a home.
Hello and welcome to I Am Home, the Home Life Best Life podcast. I'm Tyler Wisecup, joined by my co-host who, whenever she's not here, gives us Labubu level FOMO.
Oh my gosh. Hi, Tyler.
Hi, Becca. You're Becca Sudbeck. Hi, good to see you. And our other co-host, she's got the sparkle of a little soda pop and the ferocity of a K-pop demon hunter. It's Hilary Waltermath.
Hey, Tyler.
Hi, Hilary. Today, we're diving into the top trends shaping the season, which is why I was talking about some trending things for 2025.
Boo-boos and K-pop demon hunters. Right on track.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think I was.
You
I
got your
think I was
finger on
pretty
the pulse,
relevant.
Tyler.
Yeah, I think I was. I'm patting myself on the back for those. But I'm so excited to talk to you, Hilary. You've got like the color of the year on the list. You've got like some furniture, design, and tech, and so much more for us to kind of dive into. Really excited to get into some NFM predicts. But first, let me tell you why we're even doing this podcast. And that's because NFM is more than just your everything home store. We're in the business of improving lifestyles because your home life should be your best life. And you can learn more at nfm.com. So Hilary, where are we going to start with today's episode?
So at the time of recording in December, Pantone just released their 2026 color of the year. Tyler and Becca, have you seen this yet?
We were just
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
before we jumped on the mic. You
I
thought you might have seen it, but instantly forgot it,
yes,
which I think
exactly.
is the right reaction.
Yep.
I have seen it, and I unfortunately do remember it,
Mhm.
and I'm not super excited.
Mhm.
I don't know how you want us to. Do you want us to comment first? You want
Oh,
to
you
tell
can
us
say it's
about it?
white.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Cloud Dancer specifically.
Cloud
Yeah.
Dancer. I do
I
like
don't
the
think
name
that's what
Cloud
I saw.
Dancer,
I must
Yeah.
have been like,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, the name's
something you remember.
okay.
but
Mhm.
it is. It's
But
it,
like,
it's
come on.
like the white is white.
Is white even a color?
No,
It's
it's
devoid
the,
of color.
It's
It's the opposite
exactly.
of color.
Exactly.
I know. Well, Pantone described it as a lofty white that serves as a symbol of calming influence in society, rediscovering the value of quiet reflection. And I'll admit, last year's color, Mocha Mousse, wasn't the most inspiring,
Yeah.
but I understood it.
Mhm,
Things are warming up. We're moving on
Mhm.
from the gray.
mhm.
But I'm having an even harder time understanding this one. And I can't help but wonder if this is like rage bait.
Yeah.
You know, like, is it,
It feels like
is
it
like
might be.
Pantone just like playing
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
the game of like get a lot of reactions from people, which
Yeah.
means
You're gonna
it's
pick the worst possible answer for a color.
right.
I
So
mean,
that we can
again,
all
it's,
talk
that's
about how
not even
terrible
a
it
color.
is. Yeah.
It's no color.
Mm-mm. Yeah. And the general like consensus out there is like everybody agrees that
This was a terrible.
yeah.
All the, like, you think about the millions and millions of colors.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It seems-
To go with no color
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
But also it just
Come
feels like
on.
so like backwards.
Mhm.
Like we've been trying to add more color
Yeah.
and inspiration to things, just generally speaking, like just to say like, nope, we're done with
Mhm.
it. We're going,
Mhm.
we're getting back to basics. We're doing no color.
Mhm.
I agree. I
It's rage baiting.
think it was. I
Yeah.
think that was the
Yeah.
strategy. It makes a lot of
It's
sense.
working, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, here we
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. And it like, I think it speaks to, you know, it's like fun to like participate in that. And you see a lot of other, like Pantone has been known as like the expert on color.
Right.
Like we follow
Sure.
their direction. And it's like fun to participate in that, and other, like you see like Sherwin-Williams and Benjamin Moore and so many other
Mhm.
places like give their prediction on like colors for paint and whatnot. But like I think they're losing some credibility with this. I don't
This
know.
pick.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah. And so I was like, well, this is really uninspiring. I can't like do a full episode on the Pantone
Yeah.
color of the
White.
year. Like, you know, so instead, I'm giving you some predictions for 2026 that I think our audience, our customers will resonate with more. I am like so proud of where we're evolving with like trend forecasting here. And, you know, we've got access to great information. We're getting better about sharing it. And so I feel really good about what we at NFM have kind of predicted and what we're going to be participating in. So I'm going to talk a little bit about general home furnishings trends, and then how, you know, NFM is like participating in that in a way that makes sense for all of our customers. So I had a long list, and I was like, well, this is maybe a little bit too much for one episode. So I think we're going to break it into two parts. I'm going to start with more like aesthetic trends, and we'll end with color to end on a better note than we started with that offensive white. So it's, you know, we were talking with a couple of furniture buyers that came in and were telling us about some storage and organization and like some trends that are falling within that. So it's impressive how things are just getting like smarter and thoughtfully designed and like rooted in what feels like rooted in reality, more like aesthetics and design choices that work for a space that you actually live in and kind of embrace your lifestyle. It's there to kind of like reflect your lifestyle.
You're saying like the furniture is doing some of the work for us just by having like more intuitive solutions, like you said, cord organization or just lift tops and all those kinds of things. So I think it makes a lot of sense and is perfect for the new year when we're all trying to think about how to organize our lives.
Yeah, totally. So I've got some visuals for you too. Scott, would you mind pulling them up for us? So this first kind of trend, and I think it's like a great one to start the year with, is like most broadly referred to as like warm minimalism. So like our earlier conversation, we're encouraging more color, more personality, and it doesn't have to be as like stark and cold and sterile. And so what I love about this one is if you are somebody that likes things organized, you don't like a lot of clutter, it's very functional, but this has been warmed up in a couple of ways. So the thing I love most is like shapes are getting curvier, sometimes symmetrical, sometimes asymmetrical or more organic shaped. And it's so nice because you think about so many like hard angles in your home. Like doors are rectangular, your cabinets are squared off, like so many things are squared off. So this brings such a nice balance to bring some like softness to your space. So it can still feel like minimal and organized and thoughtfully designed, but the curved shape does really does something to kind of warm it up and gives that like calm, smooth, like flowy, tranquil vibe. And so really like minimalist compositions, there's not a lot of stuff, but the fun comes in with textures. So things are, you know, like nubby textures. There's a lot of use in like marble and natural stone in here too, wood finishes. Like it's just a really fun texture game. So if you like a neutral color palette, you know, this works great for that because you get some interest in the textures. But I intentionally picked some photos that have like a little bit of color in here too. So you don't have to be totally devoid of color. Color is just like brought in really thoughtfully. In this in like smaller doses versus like washing a room if that's not your vibe. And the neutrals are like creamier. So unlike Cloud Dancer, which feels like stark white, these feel a little like earthier, dirtier, grittier, beigeier, to also kind of like warm it up. And that does matter when choosing a neutral.
For sure.
They can pull different undertones, but what's great in this like style is it's got that kind of like creamy warmth undertone to it. And the other piece that makes this really interesting is things feel very sculptural, and they like are designed to mimic natural shapes. So it's not something that looks like it was like done with like great detail, but more organic form. So seeing a ton of this, a lot of these photos are from, well, 3 of the photos are from Market specifically.
Wow.
The bedroom in the bottom middle is like a paneled, like upholstered headboard. And so the nightstands are also kind of like integrated in that. And so they look like they're floating.
Like a hotel. Like
yes, exactly. Yeah. And then it's got, I believe there's like storage in the footboard, or there's storage in this as well. But it's like the footboard is like even curved too, which feels like a really nice touch. I don't know how many times you've like whacked a shin.
The worst. It's literally the worst.
So this is like upholstered and like those rounded edges, which just are, I don't know, feels nice, especially
It's like
in a bedroom.
The bed is like hugging you a little bit. So I like it. I like it too much.
Yeah. The photo on the left is a dining table with a banquette, like seeing
really like
these
that.
make a comeback, which is really fun, because how much comfier does that look than
Way better.
a solid wood dining chair?
Yeah.
And so these like work great in a corner. So again, like thoughtfully designed within the space. And I should find a different word, but the shapes are kind of like bulbous and round, which is fun and unexpected. So while this feels like neutral in color, there's a lot of interest going on in the textures and the designs, and like the curved sofa. Like we have so many of those now because they are it is nice. Again, your living room is probably full of angular shapes. So.
That and like just like the backs are so much prettier when it's curved. I feel like.
Yes.
Like you don't have to, like, you don't want to necessarily hide it.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. 100%. Yeah. And I think I failed to mention, so globally, this is kind of considered warm minimalism, but what we've thoughtfully named it is refined harmony. So designed to feel very refined, more polished, thoughtful, but things just like live within harmony with each other too. So love this one. Great one to, if you're thinking about updating, making some home furnishing purchases at the start of the year, you're the person that likes cleanliness, you like it organized, you're more minimalist in your style. Look to this for some inspiration.
Yeah. What a way to kick it off. I like it. Like you said, that warmness I think is just perfect, especially at the start of the season when it's like super cold and terrible outside. You just want to be kind of held by all of these furniture pieces, and like you said, you feel it from the colors, the design choices from start to finish. So I'm glad to see this being a popular trend, and one that it'd be nice if we could just redo everything in my house so I can make it more like this, but we'll have to pick our battles.
Yeah, pick a few pieces here and there. And I think of, I don't know, this is where my worlds collide, pop culture and interiors, but Kim Kardashian's house that looks like it's made of concrete, you know, like, that's minimalism, but the least, it's
not exactly inviting.
Yes. Yeah. So this is a refresh take on that. So if there's like part of it that you like about that, how clean it is, but
are her walls Cloud Dancer, you think?
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, some custom mix of that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You ready for the next one?
Let's do it.
Ready.
Okay. So what we're seeing have a bit of a revival is Baroque. I'm sorry. I put these out of order. Let me switch. Okay. So this one, to match the visuals, this is inspired by kind of like English country estates. That's where the inspiration is coming from, and like more globally what people are like searching when looking for inspiration. And I started I like to pull images from a ton of different resources when I'm doing this, but Architectural Digest just shared Kendall Jenner's Mountain Home, and it is like the epitome of this aesthetic trend. So all of the photos I have here are from Architectural Digest of Kendall Jenner's home.
Wow.
She worked with interior designer, oh my God, why am I blanking? Heidi Callier, I think is how you pronounce her last name. Does beautiful, beautiful work. Have either of you seen this yet?
No, but it looks really
it's so good.
Yeah.
Like
I thought these were just stills from Pride and Prejudice. That's
no. She is like my favorite Kardashian Jenner of the mix, because I think she just has great style.
She does.
And this is, I think, reflected in here.
Yeah.
So it's got a much more rustic, rural mood about it, but more inspired by I think English estates.
Yeah.
So it's feels very curated. Like each piece was thoughtfully chosen, and I'm sure this has been a project they worked on for years, I'm sure. And so I'm sure pieces have been collected over that time. And so this look isn't about like buying the entire package all at once at the same time. So it looks like it's from the same era. This is that really collected, curated mix of pieces you've either inherited, some pieces you've purchased, maybe some you've purchased secondhand. It just is like so thoughtfully chosen and not like part of like a kit or package.
That slow design that we've talked about several times in the podcast, right?
Yes.
Like it helps it look more put together. The fact that you were so thoughtful about picking things that sparked when you saw them.
Totally. And that's what makes it feel more comfortable too, and brings in the warmth and personality. And it's got like a nod to some like equestrian vibes in there too, which is really fun. And we're talking a lot about Ralph Lauren, having they never like Ralph Lauren's never irrelevant, but like they're really trending up right now. And what I loved was in the intro of like the tour, she's wearing like a classic striped button up and is doing the iconic like Ralph Lauren tuck. So just like fully embracing this vibe for her mountain home. The color in the top middle is this really deep red with more purple undertones.
Okay, I couldn't figure that out.
Yeah,
like,
and more of a glossy finish.
I like the gloss.
Yeah, it's a really nice touch. And the vanity looks like a piece of furniture. It's like tough to see in my crop, but it doesn't look like fully integrated, like it was like built in necessarily. It looks like a console that the sinks were added to it. The bedroom is like a beautiful ochre yellow with a metal bed in a bright red color. So it's like that classic wrought iron bed. Like think of any like wrought iron bed. It very much looks like that, but in red, which is really fun.
Interesting.
Bottom right is another bathroom, and so it's got like wood paneling and a deep dark brown wood. So that's an important kind of moment in here, is like brown woods.
Like we talked about with Andrew.
Yes, definitely trending up. The buying team came back from market in October, and like I was reading through their recaps, kind of like gathering all my notes for today, and like I think everyone mentioned brownwood. So love seeing that. I can't remember which photo in here. They're a little small, but the like scallop details in here are really fun and are nice touch. A lot of pattern layering. Plaids, florals.
Talked about that too.
The metal finishes are warmer, bronzier. We've had brass has been great, but these are like darkening, deepening a little bit. Feels a little more bronzy. Things kind of have just like a weathered look to them, a little natural patina, because again, it's like lived in. This is a very lived in, curated, collected space. And another kind of fun moment for this is like statement lighting, like lighting that can be art for your space, and letting that kind of live within this like environment too, which is really important for this one. So yeah, I just, the internet is loving this as well too, and it's just incredibly well done, and I think it's just right on the nose if this is your steez. And if you are someone who like does like the more of a farmhouse style, that you like that more rural mood, this is like a way you can continue to evolve it, where you get like subtle nods, but it feels less like a theme you're embracing.
Yeah, there's just an elegance that is like super classy, but not so stuffy.
Yeah, totally agree. Okay, ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Another trend I'm really excited about that is trending up is Baroque inspired interiors. Like we've talked about that before. Trends are cyclical. Like we enter a decade, we move out of it, it makes its way back around. So this Baroque style is going to be trending up. So if you're somebody that really loves more traditional interiors, if you have a home that has like a ton of character that's older, like this is a really fun one to look to for inspiration. It feels more opulent and romantic. But what I love, it doesn't feel overly stuffy. Sometimes you think traditional gets really, really stuffy. But there's something that still feels a little bit more relaxed with this too. And I think some of that's it's a blend of like more traditional, but still feels lived in. Like you're not walking into a museum where you can't sit on everything.
Yeah.
But like the like furniture design is like taking cues from this era. So what's really fun is like skirted upholstery is coming back. Okay. Yes. Fringe, when we were kind of like rolling, like sharing this with the buying team before they headed to market. They're like, okay, yeah, fringe, whatevs, but
we don't believe you.
Yeah.
They found some.
The chair in the middle was like one example. Another terrible job by me cropping.
Yeah. The fringe.
We'll blame PowerPoint. I was just using one of their templates.
Yeah.
And so it's like a beautiful gold velvet. And then it's got like a fringe skirt all the way around the bottom. So it's just like it's interesting and different. Yeah. There's
giving it a little character.
Yeah. Yeah. So tons of velvet in here too, ruffles, tufting, metal finishes are like very gilded and ornate, especially in mirrors, like really beautiful ornate mirror designs in this. And a lot of use of florals, more large scale, which is really fun. The other thing I'm loving in here is painted furniture. And I'm not saying chalk paint.
Do your own.
Yes,
chalk
I am.
paint.
This is not a DIY unless you are a painter.
Yeah.
A professional artist. I'll let you do it. However, that's fun in like new furniture designs that I think this is going to have a moment again. So the bedroom in the top right is just this 4-poster canopy bed. It's so opulent. And the posts it's painted black, but it's got kind of like a rubbed finish too. So some of the wood is showing through. And then it's got what looks like hand painted gold, like filigree, almost like detail, but it looks worn also. So it's not, so this I think brings it back from being so stuffy.
Yeah.
So like a beautiful ornate bedroom, but just looks so much more lived in than
is the canopy, does that have like some sort of sun
what is that?
It's fabric.
Oh,
It's fabric. Yeah. So it's like gathered in the middle on the canopy part, and then it's like draped down behind the headboard.
Okay. Yep.
See that. Is so stunning.
Yeah, that's a showstopper.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. The top left has that like classic Chesterfield sofa that again has been around for a long time. It's something we've always carried. So
good Chesterfield.
Yeah. That's been styled a bunch of different ways. I love how it's styled in here. The bottom left, it's a little difficult to see, but there's a really ornate mirror in the hallway, which is a nice detail. Warm woods in this also. It's just
the detail in the Baroque style is just, it's refreshing because a lot of times everything for the last few years has just felt very flat and like modern and sleek. And so bringing in just like some of the like etchings and characters and like you can get little, like here's a little flower guy or here's like a little, I think that just adds so much, like it just feels classy.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it, especially like I'm bored of walking into what we've talked about before. It just feels like, I think we brought it up in this episode, right? Like the Kardashian minimalism home where it's just like, oh, you can't sit down.
Yeah.
feels
just
like a
for
museum.
looks, not for
Mhm.
Yeah.
sits, you know?
Yeah.
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 And so that's what makes this so fun. I agree. And if you're someone who you don't love to jump on every trend. You like to feel a little bit unique and different. Like this is a great one because this is like really tough to replicate, I would say.
Mm.
You know, there's like certain trends that
You're not going to look like somebody else's
right,
house.
right.
Just because there's so many different ways to do
Right.
it.
Mhm. Yeah. So if that's important to you, I recommend looking at this one
Yeah.
for inspiration
Do you
too.
like this for like people who live in older houses that
Mhm.
have more of that natural character?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a tough one to work into. I don't want to say new build because I'm sure you could do a
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
elaborate custom build where this would make sense, but something that's been built like very recently, this is a tough one to fit in because
I would agree.
you need to like lean into the architecture of
Yep.
your home. And I know a lot of newer homes don't have as much of that architectural detail, but they're like the more minimalism could work much better in that one. Even some of the last one that we looked at is a little easier to work in. This one I do recommend for somebody with like an older home that's got a lot of character and will make this so much easier. Like it'll kind of like kick off
Right.
a lot of this design style working with
It's not you like trying to fight the design of your
Mhm.
house too, which sometimes like people tend to do because they're like,
Mhm.
well, I'm newer. Like I don't
Mhm.
want my house to feel like old and stuffy.
Yeah.
But like there's a way obviously to do it
Mhm.
where it can feel relaxed
Mhm.
and fun and like we've said, a little bit more elevated.
Mhm. Totally. So those are the three. We've got so many more, but these are I think the three top aesthetic design trends I want to lead with. And it's nice that they have like there's a nice mix. There's
Mhm.
several more, but I really see these kind of trending up this year and seeing more of that and that coming through design.
I just see more detail through all three of these
Mhm.
too, like interesting details
Mhm.
instead of it just being like as simple as
Mhm.
possible. Like it seems more intentional that we're adding some like specific character into all of these, which I think is refreshing.
Totally agree. Okay, I'm going to round you out with some fun colors because we got to we're moving on from Cloud Dancer. Sorry, Pantone. We're ignoring you. So I couldn't pick just one because I can't. There's so many great ones.
Fair.
So I put a bit of a series of colors here. So top left is a really plummy deep red. We saw this
I
in
like this.
Kendall Jenner's beautiful home. I know I so desperately I have swatches. I so badly want to paint my office in this color. I just
Okay.
need to.
Pull the triggers.
Yeah.
When it happen.
Yeah.
The new year. This is the time.
I know.
Okay.
And I love the idea of doing it in a more like a glossier finish or
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
doing something a little bit more satin or matte on the walls and maybe the trim goes glossy. So I love this one.
Yeah.
The one to the right of that is a paprika deep orange,
Mhm.
but it's got a little bit more red in it, which is really fun. You'll notice all of these. I'm going to use food names for a lot of them.
Okay.
And I think that speaks to colors feeling more natural or like occur naturally in nature.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's like inspiring a lot of this and which makes it feel more comfortable. And so this kind of paprika color has been around for a bit, but I think it's sticking around for a bit longer. To the right is a sagey green. So it's kind of powdery, but it also has that, I don't know. When I'm often like looking at paint colors, I pick a color and I'm like, it needs to be dirtier. Like it needs some more brown in it again, to make it feel like more natural, naturally occurring color, which ends up being more comfortable.
Yeah.
So the buying team came back from market and they're like, couldn't believe it. green everywhere still tons of green. So I've got 2 on here. The bottom left is more of like a olivey, kind of briny green color, which I think is really
very
fun.
70s.
Yes,
green.
definitely.
Yes. Yeah. So seeing a lot of chartreuse in fashion.
I
So I think that's kind of start to influence this a little bit. Big fan of that color too. The one in the middle is like a cornflower blue. So nice light blue. Does feel very like calm and serene. But again, it feels kind of like muted or mid-tones. Like if you're looking at like paint swatches, the like ones that kind of fall in the middle, those like mid-tones, I think those are going to be
mid to lower too, like you're saying. They're all a little
dirtier.
Yes.
Like, yes.
No, that kind of way.
Just one R. Yeah.
But yeah, I like how they just that little, it's not quite muted, but there's a little bit of that's happening that kind of makes it just cozier.
Yeah. And then the last one I'm really loving too is this ochre yellow. I think I shared this when we talked about wall ideas for 2025. So I think this ochre color is going to be big again this year. So it's like yellow always feels like bright and sunny, but that mixing in more of the brown into that tone makes it feel a little bit more comfortable than like sunshine yellow in your house all the time. So these are my like top color picks for 2026. I think a lot of it's been validated with what we've seen so far. Yeah. And looking at like these beautiful homes that are being designed and will naturally start to influence what other people do. So I'm not saying this should be your like color palette to paint your own home, but if you're wanting to embrace color a little bit more, I think looking at these like mid to deep tones, I think it'll bring a lot of like personality and fun to your home. So
these are great picks.
Yeah.
100%. And I like the food correlation there. That's really classic.
I do too.
Any final thoughts?
No, I just I don't know. I feel like a broken record sometimes saying like
we're gonna do like a part 2 of this too.
Yes.
There's so much more.
Yeah. I think we talked about it a little bit, but there's just things are coming with so many bells and whistles. And sometimes I'm like, does it need all the bells and whistles? And so it's like a prime example of like, these aren't for everybody. They're not meant for everybody. You don't have to adopt them if you don't want. But I remember talking to our friend from Samsung, and he was talking about AI in the refrigerator. And as someone who has AI fatigue, I'm like, do we need AI in our refrigerator? Like, is that necessary? And then I'm thinking about like a busy home that is like, doesn't know what's in the fridge and needs to like feed the kids on their way in between practices and things like, so it's really about like thoughtful choices that work for the way that you live. So I want to come back next month and share some of the cool bells and whistles that are being added into homes. And then there's also like a bit of a like pendulum swing the other way. Some things are going a little bit more analog. So I fall in that camp.
That's like totally like sometimes I'm just like, no, nothing needs a screen. Like we have so many screens.
Oh, I have something cool to show you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I have like screen fatigue. Like I don't want a screen on anything anymore.
I know. I'm not one that like wants all the bells and whistles all the time. Like I see that sometimes I'm like, oh, cool. More things to fix when it breaks. So if you're someone that is like likes to maybe live or interested in living a little bit more analog, I'll have a little bit of that to share with you too next time. So
lovely. Okay. Well, thanks, Hilary. I'm looking forward to that next episode. This one, I feel like we went beige to bold and beyond. It's fantastic. I want to thank Becca, our producers, Ann and Scott, and all of you listening. Keep liking and subscribing and rating and doing all the things wherever you listen to our podcast. And don't forget to send us your questions. We tackle all things home, from design to products and beyond. You can drop us a line at nfm.com/podcast. Until next time, here's to making your home life your best life, one story at a time.
Thanks for joining us today for I Am Home with Tyler Weisskopf, Hilary Woltemath, and Becca Sudbeck. No one knows home quite like NFM. So if you'd like more information on home design at NFM, please check out nfm.com and leave us a review on the podcast platform of your choice.